Well, all right then. Okay, so welcome to the Challenger Chat tonight. What we're going to talk about is, I guess, my view on the 75 hard. I don't know why I did this because it's an actual thing. And it's a thing that's going around. You may or may not have heard it, and I can quickly go over, or you can quickly even Google the 75 hard rules. But basically, for 75 days, you do these like five things and you do them every single day. And if you miss a day, you fail. You have to start over at day one. And so it's very strict. It's very, very strict. And it's certain, it's 45-minute indoor workout. It's a 45-minute outdoor workout. It's drink a gallon of water every day. It's read 10 pages of a book. It's take a daily progress picture, and it's no cheats or treats. And so no junk, no treats for 75 days. And here's the thing. And if you caught my live in the Facebook group today, I kind of gave this analogy. I much rather prefer, and this is how I've done my journey, is taking the stairs into the shallow end and then, waiting in there for a while and then going a little deeper and then treading some water. I don't recommend diving off the deep end before you learn how to swim. So unless you are already on a journey and you really need to take yourself to the next level, I don't know. I need more balance than that. So I like these challenges because they're challenges, but they are not, I don't like the word fail. It held me up a lot in my journey. I use that word to myself all the time. And I truly failed my way here, and I don't think it's a bad thing, but I just don't like the whole nope. Like it's like sobriety. If you fuck up, you gotta start all the way back in the beginning, and I'm not here for it, which is why I'm still doing it, because I don't want to do it again. So and I know if I screwed that up with one little thing, mentally I'd be done. And I would be a failure. And that's not what I want. And so also, someone going from not drinking any water a day to drinking a gallon of water, not good. Working out an hour and a half if you're just starting out, that's a lot. And zero treats and zero cheats. Personally, that's the kind of stuff that tends to set me into binge mode. And that whole again, and people can have addictive things with food, because I really do see it a lot with my alcoholism. But if you tell me I can't have something, it's always on my brain. So I just prefer a little bit more of the balance. And so that's what I liked about these, because they are all good things. But again, if one of these things, the no alcohol, Ashley brought up, for me, would you change that? Because that's not really a hard thing for me anymore. I mean, yes, I struggle with it on some days, but it's not something that I would need to put in a challenge for myself right now. However, as alcohol is something you struggle with, this is a great thing to put in there daily, or if you're trying to cut back or anything like that. So for myself, I don't really drink anything other than water or Beachbody stuff. So maybe I would pick something else in there for that personally. But anywhere in the first 2 years of my sobriety, I would have counted it, because I still worked really hard to cross that off every day. So it all depends. But if alcohol seriously isn't a struggle for you, if you could give it up for 30 days and not even think twice about it, you're an alien to me. But kudos to you. That's amazing. maybe you should put something else on there that you do struggle with. Now, Ashley, you said occasionally you like to have a half and half. If that's a balance for you, and it's not like you're pouring yourself that half and half every day, I don't even know if I'd put that on there. Is there a different vice that you have? Because balance, like, I don't want you to never, tell yourself you can never have something. Now, if you have that half and half and it gives you a headache, well, that's a different story. If it bothers you in some way, that's a different story. But mixing a half sweet tea. Now, if you're also making it yourself, if you're getting it out somewhere, that half sweet tea is still a full sweet tea. There's so much sugar in it. So again, it's variable on like, where is that coming from? So for me, actually, I may say no bubbly waters, because here's what happens when I drink my bubbly waters. I don't drink as much regular water. Once I start drinking on the bubbly water, it's like I've started drinking beer. I'm drinking it for the rest of the night. It's just non-alcoholic water. So yeah, so that may be my challenge, is no bubbly water. Because those are I mean, again, it's not anything but it's not something that's bad for me, but it does get in the way of like my water goal. Or maybe, yeah. So, okay. And there were two different ones. All right. So the one I have is, obviously for either one, it's doing a daily bod workout. Now, if it's your rest day, here's what I say. If it's truly a rest day in your program, you can swap that bod workout out with a stretch workout or a foam roll workout, or if you really truly want the full rest day, a meditation. You can do a 10-minute unstress, and we call that a bod workout for the day. Because rest is part of the program. So if you are doing now, if you're doing something like Lift 4 and there are 3 rest days a week, maybe you do some yoga or something, because we are doing a challenge right now, right? So something low impact, something light, but maybe I would recommend you're at least working out 5 days a week if we're doing a challenge. All right. But anyways, it says bod workout. And one group that I saw is doing a 30 strong. So they're just doing it for 30 days. And then the other one is just going for June, and they're doing 24 out of the 30 days. So we can do whatever, or either, I mean, it can even be a personal preference. Like, we're definitely going for at least 24 days, possibly, 30. And so it's follow a Beachbody program for sure. And then 15. Okay. So one of them says a 15-minute outside walk, and one of them says add an additional outdoor workout or walk 5 days a week. So the whole point of this is to get outside and get that sunlight, that vitamin D. So I really do want you to get outside for 15 minutes. If it's walking, I'll call it gardening, because that is a workout, right? So if you want to garden in your yard, I'll take that. Pulling weeds, mulching, things like that. Like, you're outside in the sun. If you walk your dog twice a day for a total of 15 minutes, we can count that. If you walk your kids to the bus stop and back, well, summer, we're not going to be doing that. Woo! I didn't do it all year. But so any of those things. And then if you want to pop in a 10-minute stretch outside, or a quick yoga outside on the porch. But unless it's raining, and even if it is raining, it is part of it is showing up because you said you would, no matter what life circumstances. So part of that challenge really should be finding a way to show up. How can you get creative and still get outside for 15 minutes when it's raining? And start thinking maybe outside the box. Or maybe you get a little window in the day at lunch and you're like, I gotta pop outside for 15 minutes. Man, I'll just do a lap around the building. Because I do want you to make a commitment and then realize that you can alter that commitment and still show up. Because life is going to rain and life is going to throw storms at you, but you still have to show up and do the things that you are responsible for doing and that you said you would when it wasn't raining. So once in a while, like doing things like this, like, so we're going to commit to outside for 15 minutes. And on a rainy day, we're all going to see each other outside for 15 minutes. Does sitting in my hot tub count? Jury. No? I was like, I'll knock it off every day. No, everybody says no. Catherine came back on. All right, but I do have a trampoline in my backyard with my kids, so I could jump on the trampoline. Jumping on the trampoline for 15 minutes is a big workout for the legs, by the way. You wouldn't think so, but woo, especially if you already do a workout that day. But so it can be walking the dog. It can be a family walk. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not excited about this one. But that also tells me that I probably need it. Like that a 15-minute walk with my family would do me good. And right? I know, right? So, and it's usually, and my depression is usually like that. Things that are good for me, it doesn't want me to do. Like, if we could turn depression into a weapon against other countries, we could literally destroy anybody because it knows exactly what to do to steer you wrong every single time without fail. So when I find myself fighting something like that, oh, I really don't want to do that, I have learned to take a deeper look into why. Is it because it scares me? Is it because it's really not necessary and I'm trying to make myself do so, or would it be good for me? And let's be honest, 15 minutes outside in the sun, moving your body, because yes, I push play for 30 minutes every morning and I give it my all. But then if you don't do anything else all day, like, come on, like you got it, you know, like, and trust me, I don't just sit all day, but if you have a job where you're sitting all day, yes, you push play for the 30 minutes, but then you're sedentary for the whole day. So like another 15 minutes later in the day of like moving your body outside, even if it's just walking or doing some stretching and some yoga outside, it's going to be good for you. So I do want to keep that on there, but because we had some talks about that, like you don't have to go walking in your yard. You want to do some stretches or some yoga or some squats or something like that in your yard for 15 minutes. Cool. And then no alcohol. So we kind of covered that. And that can be a do you guys do anything outside? Like, do you go swimming? Do you play in the sprinkler? Like, She has kids. I'm asking for a hug. Like, do you do any of that kind of stuff? Or do you guys just stay in because it's so hot?
Is it okay to unmute?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, the kids do like playing in the sprinkler. It's just hot as hell. It's 106 all week. So, yeah, it doesn't get below 90 in the middle of the night. But yeah, if the kids like to play in the sprinkler, I can go watch them and walk around the yard. It's
Or
just hot. We try not to go outside too much because it gets really hard on everybody.
right. So
And
drink.
the air quality is really bad.
Where are you at?
In Fresno, California.
Oh my.
I
I like 70, so that's like really hot.
Yeah, it's hot, but I can make it work.
Okay, so here's the thing though. That is super hot. And that's not really a 15 minutes that is going to invigorate you. That's a 15 minutes that's going to drain you. So when the opportunity presents itself, take advantage and call that a win. But have that other 15 minutes, like for you, like I'm totally fine giving you a pass for like 15 minutes of yoga or 15 minutes of stretching. However, if you're not getting outside, because it's so hot, even though it's so sunny, you might want to look into a light box because you could do 15 minutes with a light box, because if you're not actually out in that sun getting the vitamin D, now I'm sure you go places and so you're in and out of the car. You just don't stay outside.
Right.
But if you do feel like, I don't know, it might be worth trying, because even though you're in, I don't know. Anyways, just feel free to substitute yoga because that's super hot. I don't want you out there like 3rd-degree burns and like, also that, I mean, dehydration, like that's a real thing. So lots of water if you do those days. And if you get a cool rainy day, of course, rain would be great for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure you get that second 15 minutes of movement is the main thing.
Okay.
Even if it is indoor. If you can do it while looking outside, great. But yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So no alcohol, no bubbly waters, no pop. If you're not an alcohol drinker, but if pop is your jam, if something like Red Bull or Gatorade is still your jam, why? But because we have Hydrate and Energize, like I won't understand it. So if you watch this recording and you're out there, let's talk. Your life will change. So then drink X ounces of water per day. A gallon is 128 ounces. This is 30 ounces. That's like 4 of these. 4 and a little bit more of these. I'm down for a gallon a day. I probably drink close to that. However, if you drink 0 water, 0, this is what I recommend. I recommend you starting with 24 ounces and add 8 a day until you get to half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 250 pounds, that's 125 ounces a day, which is a gallon basically. But you don't start drinking a gallon if you're not drinking any water. Okay? You start more at like 20, 24, 30. You work around there. And then you can add 8 ounces a day. But if you go from drinking 0 water to drinking a gallon of water a day, you can shock your kidneys. You can like you can actually do bad things to your body. So, but You should not be drinking 0 water a day. So again, if you're drinking 0 water a day, get your ass in my inbox. We need to figure something out and talk. Read 10 pages of a book. I have like the worst ADHD. I cannot. I would read the same page 10 times. I literally would. When I started listening to audiobooks, it kind of changed my life for being able to do personal development. So I'm going to say, if reading is your thing, if you can sit and read 10 pages, do it. I'm going to try. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a hard book that I'm going to try to read. And if there are some nights where I just, because if I'm doing it at night and I've used all my focus and I got nothing, then it has to be. But if I can get it early enough in the day, I might be able to actually read it. So I'm going to have one book that I'm listening to on Audible and one book that I'm reading. And I'm going to just do either 10 pages or you can do a chapter or you can do, I don't know, how long does it take you to read 10 pages? 20, 30 minutes? I'm kind of a slow reader. Again, it's that focus thing. I have to read the sentences like 3 times. I've been following Chalene Johnson on Instagram like forever. And I swear she just like, in the last like year started sharing way more stuff on like ADHD. And I'm just like, that's me. I'm like, oh, like, and I didn't struggle in school. So I was never, diagnosed because it wasn't anything that was so bad, but I was always the kid that was yelled at or corrected for talking, for interrupting. Like I was always that kid because my attention could never stay long enough. And I definitely get hyper focused on things. So like, for sure. But reading is definitely a big one for me because my brain, as I'm reading, I literally forget just 2 sentences ago, like what I read. And then I have to go back and start that paragraph. And for whatever reason, when I'm listening to it and it's the only thing, like the AirPods, I can't even have it on speaker. When I have it and it's the only thing in my head, I'm good. However, if anybody starts talking to me, it's like overload. It's like overload. I have to like stop, pause, and like rewind, and it's like blah. But anyways, we were not talking about that. So 20 minutes of listening or 10 pages is the deal. Okay. So you cross either or off. You have to do one or the other. You can read 10 pages of a book or you can listen to 20 minutes of an Audible book. Okay. And then that is all that was in the June challenge. The extra things in the 30 strong were follow a nutrition plan, either the 2B mindset or the ultimate portion fix. So I do think that everybody should have a plan. Most everyone has access to both of our plans because they're offered with like everything now. So, which I love. I think they should be. So I say, yes, we should pick and commit to a plan. I am I'm not team 2B because I'm team whatever works for you, honestly and truly, but I'm going to be doing the 2B mindset. And then it has in here 1 cheat or treat meal or snack per week. So, do we want to add that in for just this month? So that would be 1 treat meal, 1 cheat or treat meal, whatever you call it, 1 treat meal, or snack per week? So is that snack also a cheat? But this one allows 1 alcoholic beverage per week. I feel like I would rather stick with 0 alcohol. Look at me. I'm like, yes, I'll take the 0 alcohol option because that's my life, whether I like it or not. And I'll have the extra snack. I'm like, oh, yeah. So let's say what do you guys call a treat or a cheat meal? Is that something like you would go out to Thai food? Is that you would go out to like Texas Roadhouse? Like, and here's the thing, how far off base are your treat meals? Because we ordered Thai food last weekend and I felt horrible. And I thought to myself, like, why do we call this a treat meal? Like, it's not really a treat if it makes you like, oh, I don't know. So I don't know how I feel about that one. What are your thoughts on limiting?
I was gonna try to get back on like containers like 21 Day Fix, and I was thinking about allowing myself like Fix approved desserts. So if it's Fix approved, then I'll allow myself to have that treat. But like if it's not a Fix8 recipe, then I'm gonna try to not let myself do that because I need to like I need to be strict. I might switch to 2B down the road, but right now I need to just be strict
even
with myself.
me though, like that carrot cake muffin. So I'm making the carrot cake muffins, which are Fix8. I use that as my carb in the morning on 2B.
Yeah.
So
like I feel like as
into
long as it's if it's a Fix approved dessert, I'm gonna let myself have that because that's my like I don't want to say alcohol, but that's my bad area. Like that's where I struggle is I love cookies. I love desserts. So I figured as long as I can like instead of going from like desserts to no desserts, I'll go to desserts to only Fix approved recipe desserts.
Right.
So that way I don't feel like I'm like depriving myself because then if I do, then I'm just gonna go binge and balls to the walls on it.
Right.
I'll just get fed up.
Mark and I have been picking out recently, we started picking out 1 to 2 treats to make per week. And I do much better when I have a carrot cake muffin or an energy bite that I can grab and satisfy that sweet craving without, because once you go off the rails in your mind, you're off the rails. So you're like, well, look at all this other shit off the rail that I can eat. Like, and that's the problem with like going off and having things on plan. You're having that. And then also in your mind, you're like, see, this isn't so bad. I get to have, like, I've had a muffin with like a carrot cake muffin, which tastes like a carrot cake muffin every morning after my workout as part of my breakfast. And I'm like, this is the life. I could totally do this, right? So here's my thought. We can show of hands or vote. How about as far as the nutrition goes, we just have to track our food every day. Whether you're doing 2B or containers, whether you have your approved snacks and treats in there or not, you must track it. We are being intentional with our food and we're taking ownership of our food because we are not shame eating in private this month. Okay? So, right, because how do we know these things if we don't all do it? Because I saw everybody's face. So we're gonna track it. How do you guys want to do this? Do you want to do a group chat in Voxer, which is an app off of Facebook, also has walkie-talkie like abilities? Do you want to just do a Facebook chat? Do you want to do a group text? Do you want to do it in the BOD group or in the Facebook group? It's not mandatory. It's so I feel like it might be I think I'd kind of like to have almost both. Like one spot where we have maybe like we'll call it the June like we'll make a name for it, right? Or the 30 strong or whatever. And we can have a daily check-in in the BOD group. Here's the reason why I want it partially in the group. Maybe someone else sees it and decides to jump in and join, right? That didn't start, that isn't on this call, that didn't see this recording. So I would like to have a daily place that we check in there, but then I'm fine having like a private Facebook group message where we can like send several pictures a day of stuff too. Or, you know, encouragement or whatever. You can either send your stuff all at once, all checked off, or as the day goes. So there are 2 different images that I shared in the team page. You can use whichever one you want. I feel like the June challenge is probably better. The 24 not too hard challenge. I even like the name. So we didn't add anything to that other than pick a plan and track. So that is added to that. Pick a nutrition plan and track that. So at the end of the day, things that we need to see from each other are proof of that BOD workout, proof of that outdoor activity or stretch or meditation. So Brooke, you can also, if you don't want to do you can do a 15-minute stretch. You can also do a meditation for that extra time, just taking some extra time for yourself. If you're just going to do the meditation, I would just stretch a little before, just so you get your body moving, maybe put on your favorite song and dance a little, and then, or meditate and then dance a little, whatever. And then, the no alcohol or whatever your vice is. And then drinking. So the no alcohol, I would just have that checked off. I'm not going to check in with a picture on that or anything. There will be sweaty selfie for the BOD workout, some kind of selfie for the act outside. If you're one of the people, you're outside, your selfie is outside. You and one of your things of water. And then what book did you read? Or what book did you listen to? And then I want you to give me a takeaway. Because we're not just listening to these books or reading these books to read. This isn't a read Harry Potter this isn't read 10 pages of Harry Potter, by the way. This is reading a self-help book, a personal development book, or listening to one. If at the start of this challenge, you don't have access to either of those, I will allow my podcast, because the beginning of my podcast is a mindset course, just with my personal life experience attached. So I will allow my podcast as a substitute if you don't have a book or frankly don't want to buy a book. However, I would recommend after you do 10 to 12 episodes. What the crap, man? We have like spiders everywhere in my house. Anyone else? Sorry, just had to kill one. Dave Ramsey, yes, that would count. Oh my gosh, for a second I thought I like had a spider on my mouth and my water. Yes, spiders. We've been having them everywhere. Avi was like probably like ready to lose her crap earlier because I like set 2 of them free. And she's like looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm not killing the spiders. I'm like, they're really big. I don't want guts all over. She's like, exactly. I'm like, spiders don't bother me. Anyway, okay. So, and then the tracking the food. So the things that you need to have every day are 2 sweaty selfies, a picture of you and your water, or just your water. It doesn't have to be you. It's fine. What book you're reading or listening to, and a takeaway or an action item. So either something that really struck you or something that was like, oh, I'm going to do that. I want to do that. So it could, and I encourage as many action items as you can get. Because we're going to have, I want to do challenges. I want to do prizes. So if you have an action item that you share with us from your PD, and then you do that thing this month, prize. It may just be a couple samples of Energize, but prize, and you did something, right? So, biggest takeaway or action item from your daily personal development. That's 3, that's 4. And then tracking of your food. So we have 5 things that we are accounting for every day. If you want to make a little image that you just check those off, whatever you want to do. Maybe I'll have Val make something. We all know that's not me. There we go. She's got it. Yes, Brooke, you can share with us. But like whatever. And then even if you share that with us, I encourage you to share the pictures because it keeps you more accountable. You can check things off a list and not actually do it. And you're only cheating yourself. We're all still going to do it. It doesn't do you any good to just, here's the thing. I need you to stop breaking promises to yourself. And I hope that struck a nerve. I really do. I need you to stop breaking promises to yourself. Because if you made a promise, you want it. You want it. And then you are that thing that is keeping you from having it. So let's just pretend that you deserve all the good things. If you can't believe it yet, let's just pretend. Let's pretend that, let's not pretend. Let's just see what happens if we make a promise to ourselves and we keep it. And these things are simple enough that you can. It's something so small, but the more small promises we make to ourselves and we keep, the more we believe in ourselves. We build the confidence. The reason why we don't have the belief and the reason why we don't have the confidence is because we keep setting goals and then quitting on ourselves. So we are lying to ourselves over and over again. And that crushes us. And then we lose belief that we can even do it. But the thing that stopped us was us. So it's truly just, and here's the thing. You don't have to show up perfect. You're not exiled from the community if you don't show up 5 out of 5 every day. There is no failing in this. You can only win by showing up. If you miss something, you don't deserve to be punished. You don't punish yourself the next day. You show up like you deserve all the good things again. Right? Everyone's going to have bad days. You're going to have days where your brain gets in your head, where your mind gets in your head. If you already did your personal development, maybe you do more. But the more personal development you do, the less negative talk you have in your head in between. The longer you go without personal development, the more negative talk you have, because it's just you up there. And when it's just us up there, we start to question everything. That's why the personal development is so important. Like, I will even listen to my own podcast because I will be in a different place listening than when I recorded it. Like, so I want you to give yourself grace if you fuck up. But I want you to do your best. And here's the thing. If you go to bed at 9 o'clock and the only thing you've done is your bod workout, so here's the thing. You should set a timer for an hour before your bedtime, because you can knock out everything else. It is late enough at 9 o'clock. You can still go for a late evening walk, and it might even be cooler. So whatever time you go to bed, I advise you set an alarm, check in with the group chat, and see what you still have left, because the day isn't over until it's over. And most of the time, you know, if you're not having a great day, you get to a point and you just say, screw it. But there's still so much day left that you really could have done it. So give yourself that heads up. Set some kind of an alarm for yourself in the evening. Hey, check in on your challenge. Finish your challenge. Do what you said you would do because you said you would. Like, let's keep the promise. Whatever you have to set that alarm as, because nothing on this list is hard. Let's be honest. The hardest thing on this list is the bod workout, and most of you are already doing that. Right? That's the hardest part. And most of you are already doing it. So congratulations, you're already treading water in the pool. Now, like, you've already gotten in the shallow end and you're doing the hardest part, right? The extra stuff is just being intentional with the rest of our day and what we really want in our goals and in our life. Because no one wants, whether it's a few drinks or a lot of drinks, more than their health, than a good night's sleep, than feeling good. Like, we don't truly want those things over the other things. We may think we do, right? It may be tempting, but when we really think about what you really want, a lot of those things that get in our way, they don't serve our greater purpose. So let's just focus on these things. We're all in. And then I want you guys, your homework it's Thursday. I want to know by Saturday because that's the 5th of the month. I feel like that's a good, that we have 25 days left. You can still do your 24, right? Whatevs. You can start early. You can start now. So I will start a group chat over from everybody that's on the threads in the groups. So if you haven't commented, I'm in on either BOD group or Facebook group. Do that. I think everybody has. I will start a group chat in Facebook and then I'll start the thread tomorrow. And that's probably something that I'm gonna have to schedule. Well, no, because it's an all day thing, it doesn't have to be first in the morning. I can do it and like anytime in my 6 to 7 a.m. Maybe it's a motivational quote, maybe it's a meme. It'll be something, and I can even pin it in the announcements every day. So that day, you'll see it in both groups I can pin. So we'll have that you can check in that through the day if you want to throw your pictures on there, or if you just want to do one check-in at night, cool. But please do check in the groups also, because I'll be doing some giveaways in there. So one of the giveaways is going to be for completing action items that you share with us in the group. Like, hey, remember that? I don't know what day it was, but remember that action item when I said I wanted to do this today? I did that. I went to the store, I bought this shirt, I did whatever, right? And you crossed it off the action item list. And then we celebrate you in the group and you get a prize. And then I want you guys to think about my ADHD. I almost lost it again. I want you guys to think about by Saturday. And now it's all making sense to you guys how I like work now. Like, oh yeah, like, yeah, we're the same. And here I go again. How are you going to reward yourself? So when you complete this promise to yourself, what is going to be your reward? It absolutely cannot be anything to do with food. So no going out to dinner, no restaurants, no treat meals, because this is so much more than that. Is it new clothes? Is it, and I want it to be something that, maybe it's hair, mani-pedi. Maybe it's getting your hair done. Maybe it's, at the end of the month, at the end of the challenge. So for me, I have been saying that I'm gonna do this forever, and I'm going to make an appointment for my next tattoo that I can only keep if like that's going to be my reward, is my next tattoo, which will be my sobriety date right here with the Beachbody logos in between my Roman numerals. So that's just kind of fun. So that's going to be mine. Because I was trying to think, like, I already do fun things with my hair. I don't really care so much about my nails. Like, I don't shop. If I want workout shoes, I buy them. So I try to think of something like fun like that. And it doesn't have to be even anything big. Maybe you celebrate by scheduling a family photo shoot. Like maybe it's something like that. I don't know. Maybe you buy yourself the bathing suit that you've been eyeing up. Because after a month, you're going to have more. We do know a couple photographers. You're going to have more confidence. So think about that. Really think about that. What is something that you would like for yourself? And maybe it could even be like, I really want to find someone to watch my kids for a few hours and I can just go somewhere and relax. Float tank. I don't know. Ooh, float tank would be a good one. A massage. great one. Anything that rewards your body in a good way is always a great reward. So massage, a float tank, a facial, those things are always great rewards because you are almost like giving a gift back to your body when it's done something great for you. So think about it. If you come up with a good one, share it. Because I feel like this is something that people struggle with. Finding something and isn't that ridiculous? Like when you think about it, right? Like, so not only do we make promises and break them to ourselves, we can't even think of anything to reward ourselves with that isn't food. So that's the broken piece of the puzzle number one that we're gonna put together because we're gonna think about it. And nothing is stupid with this. If it's important to you, like this could also be like a new bong for me. I mean, so really, it could be anything, like whatever makes you excited, right? It could be a fun graphic tee, like plants, more plants. Plants make me happy, obviously. Some fun throw pillows for your bed, redecorating your room. I don't know. I'm trying to think of things that aren't like necessarily like spending money, but sometimes it's good to spend money on yourself because you're worth it and you do deserve things. So it doesn't have to be a lot of money, but let's be honest, you spend money on other people way easier than yourself. For most people anyways. If you're a shopaholic, then maybe that's not for you. But I feel like if you're way more of a shopaholic, you're probably in like my sister's group and not so much mine, but maybe not. So anyways, that's not to say that you don't like shopping because my Amazon can be out of control sometimes, but I don't actually like physically going shopping. I don't mind buying things. All right, so we got off track. So does anybody have any questions or does anybody have anything that they know they're going to be altering for them?
What do you think I should do? Like, so are we just kind of like, should I just kind of ignore the drink? Because I really don't like.
Is there some kind of
Like-
food that you always cheat with? You're already so limited with that stuff. It's not like you drink Starbucks.
Yeah. No.
Maybe
Do like.
give yourself a pass.
Mm.
Because you already
That's
can't have so many things.
I
all
know.
the
That's why I'm
time.
like. So that's what I feel like. The only thing.
You know
like-
what? Do you drink too much tea? Do you drink too much?
No, because I won't. I don't make it at home very rarely anymore because I will drink the whole pitcher. So I force myself not to make it, or if I do, I make it like a single glass.
Gotcha.
Or if I go out too, then it's like I usually just drink unsweet unless I can control it. Because like if I go to somewhere and I can physically, because that's the thing, is like sweet tea is like diabetes. Like, so I'll do like
Yeah,
unsweet with a splash of sweet because
Yeah.
it's like
it's so sweet.
like
Yeah.
if I can't control that, it's gonna be like, because I don't want like sugar water, I just want to touch us, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like it's really not even like, but
Yeah.
I've been trying to also like, even like how you said like about like when your time of the month is coming, like I've been into Shaco balls, but then like sometimes like those Butterfinger ones that you shared, like hot damn, those are good. But then it's like even like I can get into those. Like I can. I love.
So
They're.
maybe
I gotta watch.
maybe for you, it's keeping your sweets to the serving sizes and amounts. Like if it's 2 Shaco balls, you only have 2 Shaco balls per yellow that you're counting it for. Maybe that can be your alcohol.
That,
Like where
yeah,
your sweet
that
treat
is,
in portion. Because you're tracking them, yes, but
have
like
you made those Butterfinger ones yet?
Which Shaco flavor is it with?
They're good. Even my husband loves them. Vanilla, and then it's peanut
Oh.
butter, honey, and a like Rice Krispie cereal. Oh, it's so good. To drizzle chocolate on. I don't even do that. But then it's like I make the chocolate Shaco balls for Natalie because she'll eat those. So I love that she does that. But they're so good. Oh man. Huh?
Yeah, are they gluten-free or Rice Krispies? Yeah, rice, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have
so.
any vanilla. I'm not team vanilla. But
I'm not either,
but
I like it in granola and Shaco balls. Those peanut butter Shaco. That's the only reason I buy vanilla Shakeology.
Vanilla has the most recipes. So I want to share something with you guys. So Mark's aunt, you know, I pretty sure I told all you guys. I never publicly said anything on my pages, but Mark's aunt had uterine cancer. So she had a hysterectomy in mid-March, and she was so nauseous after her surgery. Everything upset her stomach after that. She couldn't have coffee anymore. And I started giving her Shakeology at the surgery because I was like, well, this is just an easy meal for you. You know, if you want more, let me know. No pressure, but if you're really just not feeling it or whatever, and I thought it, you know, couldn't help your recovery. She said it was for weeks, it was literally the only thing she would have all day. It was the only thing she could get down. It's the only thing that she didn't make her nauseous. And still, that was March. Still now, she cannot drink coffee, but she has been introduced to Energize and loves it. So she had to have 5 additional radiation treatments. And I made her a little, really sad that I wish that I could share it, what I did, but I respect her privacy. So I'm sharing it with you guys because I can. So for her radiation, I made her little goodie bags. And for 5 treatments each day, she had a packet of Shakeology, a Beach Bar, a packet of Hydrate, and an Energize. So for energy, electrolytes, a snack bar, because I didn't know how long the treatments were, and 1 meal that she doesn't have to worry about. And she has ordered more Energize because she loves it. She loves the energy. She loves that it doesn't upset her stomach. And she's been drinking vanilla, which is what made me think of it. Shakeology is her favorite. And for the last couple weeks, she has been getting up at 5 a.m., walking her dog, doing laundry, cleaning before everyone in her house wakes up. And she's like, and that's like not even like with the Energize. It's just, she said, I think it's Shakeology. I'm like, once you start drinking it consistently, it improves your energy. It improves your sleep. And now I'm so used to those benefits that I just have them all the time. But I do remember how drastic it almost seemed in the beginning because I was that person that thought it was way overpriced and I would never pay that for a shake every month. And here I am 7.5 years later. I don't care what happens. We have our shake, like everyone in the family. So I know that you guys were all thinking of her and everything. So all the radiation is done and she's feeling better and she's eating Beach Bars on the regular and drinking her Shakeology and her Energize. And I couldn't be happier. And it's not at all because she hasn't paid for anything yet. I don't care. I'm like, I don't want your money. Just take the shit. Just take it and use it. And just, I would give it to free for my mother-in-law every month too, if she would drink it. Because I truly believe the good stuff in it. It's not, and she has said to me several times, like, no, that's not right. This is your business. And I said, yeah. And I built my business so that I can give this good shit to my family when I want to. So you will take it. But I really truly believe in this stuff. And that's why I'm in this business, because I don't feel like I'm selling anybody anything. I feel like I'm offering people the solution that has changed my life. And if it's not for someone, I'm never gonna, I'm not angry, or I'm not, there's no, maybe it's not for everybody, but it certainly works for me. And health is health. The stuff that is in there is good stuff. There's no arguing with that. So anyways, she's doing good, loving the stuff, and it's helping her a lot, which I love. I love for somebody that's going through something, rough, that it's helping her feel better and accomplished. And like, her wife has Parkinson's. So like, even though she just had all this going on, she can't be down and out. So
is she done then, or?
Huh?
Does she have more to go, or
No,
is she done?
She did all 5 and she's done. I think she goes in for follow-up scans. I think the 18th, she said, is like her follow-up CT scan. But it was the hysterectomy and 5 radiation treatments, and that's it. She shouldn't have to do anything else. So yeah, I mean, all in all, she was really lucky. And she did have side effects from the radiation, but it wasn't, I don't think they're nearly as drastic as like chemo, but she was very tired. She was very nauseous. We weren't sure about that, but I'm grateful that I had all these wonderful natural things that I can offer her that I know is not junk she's putting in her body. And so, it's just all good things. And we have all put our bodies through some hell, both verbally and physically. But here's the thing. It's still kicking. It's still rooting for you. Whether you root for it every day or not, it is rooting for you. So let's show up this month like we're rooting for it too. Deal? All right. So I will share this recording if you need the reminder. We'll take a picture. That was just as a reminder, or she was just posing. But guys, the code on my phone is my birthday. You would not believe how many times I get it wrong. I think my fingers are just too fast, but like, you would not believe how many times I have to enter in the code on my phone. And I'm like, it's my birthday. Still. Never get it right. Jeez. All right, let's all hold up a 5 for our 5 things we're doing every day. Okay. All right, so I will start the group chat tomorrow. Start thinking of those rewards for yourself. And yeah. So we'll do a daily post in the group, but we'll have a private group chat, Facebook group chat. Does that work for everybody? All right. What do we want to call this? Self-promise, I believe in me. I believe in me challenge. I like that. Because I said I would. I believe in me.
I like all those, like, because that's something like I am very good at keeping my promises to other people, but when it comes to me, I'm just not there. So I like anything like that, promises, like something, or just I said it, like all those things, those okay. Like whenever you said about the reminder.
And I'm gonna maybe I'll throw a couple out tomorrow, because I'm gonna name the group chat and like
I'm gonna
all the things. Maybe I'll have Val make an image for us to personally track ourselves.
I'm gonna set my reminder on my watch too, like how you said an hour before of something like whatever this is called. Something
I think
about
I'm gonna
like
set
promises.
mine for like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because for me, 8 o'clock at night, like summer means later bedtimes even for my kids. So 8 o'clock for me, I can still get outside for 15 minutes. Jess said she's going to set hers for 7. I can still listen to, I mean, you can even kill 2 birds and listen to your book while you're outside for 20 minutes and just do that, or, you know, do your yoga or whatever. And okay, the water might be a tough one if you're not on track for your water. So maybe we have a midday water track in. Like, is everybody about halfway? Because, like, you don't want to be chugging like 90 ounces of water before bed. That's not going to be a very restful sleep. Be like, yes, I got all my steps in, peeing at night. Okay. We went an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm sorry we went over a little bit, but it was so great to see you guys. So here's what I think I'm going to do. Do we want to do a weekly check-in for this challenge? I was thinking of doing the Challenger chat calls every other week. However, if we're doing a challenge, I could definitely be down for showing up every week in June. Or at least if
It was either.
No, if nobody can get on, then we all like check in with each other, at least like checking in for that. But so let's say every week in June on Thursdays. However, I might be having construction start in my house in a couple weeks. And so the last like week of June, I might be taking my family on the road. So we'll see, but it might be at my sister's house, which of course is still a working vacation for me. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Maybe I'll do a poll next like Wednesday or Thursday and see if we want to get together or if we want to do it next week. But regardless, we will definitely see each other in 2 weeks if we don't see each other next week. So, all right, we're all going to show up tomorrow because we promised ourselves we would. And we're going to hold true to that promise even when we're not feeling it because we deserve it. And it will be really freaking cool to see how cool it feels to keep a promise to yourself. Because that is truly like the tip of the iceberg to start this whole thing. And notice we didn't set any like weight goals here. We didn't set any like inches. I would like, okay, instead of a daily progress photo, how about we do a weekly progress photo? Now, I'm not saying you have to get down to sports bra and shorts, but you know, take a progress picture, yourself in the mirror. Now, after that progress picture, I need you to say 3 nice things. Because I'm going to add that in as a bonus, right? Now, this can seriously simply be a selfie in the morning. I mean, guys, if you're taking your sweaty selfie every day, like I'm fine with that. But here's what I do want. I want one full body self, even if it's in a bathroom mirror. I want one full body shot a week. And it doesn't have to be in like, I don't even care if it's in like your pajamas. The point is, you're taking pictures, you're looking at yourself, you're saying nice things. Okay, that's what I'm more concerned about. So it's not necessarily like, oh, did I lose inches from last week? Because we are just focused on showing up this month. Okay, that is the result. The result that we're looking for is the promise, is keeping the promise. If you guys lose weight and lose inches and have more energy and feel better and clothes fit better, that is fucking awesome. That's a bonus. We're just going to show up and keep showing up because we said we would. All right, you guys have a great night. Thanks so much for hopping on. I'm really excited about this. Jess, you looked great in those, all your new clothes too. They look super cute on you. Yes, yes. It's good to, I was never the person that was in pictures. And even now, like I've like none of Elsie when she was a baby. Literally the